Ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders may be making a change at quarterback right now. Not only because Jimmy G is unhealthy, but because McDaniels seems to be unhappy with a lot of things on the offense. And Chandler Jones is back at it again, oh my goodness. And the Raiders face the Bears, likely led by quarterback, aka rapper Tyson Bagent. Max Crosby's got some flow of his own.
Call me Mad Max, repping out the triple D. Bitches on my dick.
This Raiders versus Bears matchup might be some wanksta on wanksta crime. We're gonna break this down. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Raiders content. Will the Raiders seriously go on a win streak? Am I gonna go delusional? Chandler Jones has been arrested for the second time, violating a protective order. That's what he was previously arrested for. But Chandler Jones denies that he should have been arrested. He says on social media that the details are insane and there's no way he should have been arrested and that the Lord knows. And he claims he was headed to Spring Mountain to donate $2 million worth of Fendi and Chanel back to the staff there, and he shouldn't have been arrested, and he was arrested for just doing this great deed. Damn, I bet the employees are hella mad they didn't let Chandler roll through with the Fendi. And Chandler Jones was in the IG Instagram live chat of the Raiders press conference saying crap about McDaniels, saying he's gonna expose him on Instagram next week. So Chandler Jones has about a week to prove that he's not crazy, but so far it's not looking good for Chandler. Jimmy Garoppolo was injured in this last game, and you had NFL insiders like Ian Rappaport say that he could be out 1, maybe 2 weeks. Josh McDaniels gave an update on Jimmy Garoppolo, not a real update, just hoping that he makes it through. He still has the back injury, but he did not practice today on Wednesday, so it does not look like he is going to play in this upcoming game. And apparently, according to Ian Rappaport, if Jimmy Garoppolo does not play, it's going to be the AOC show.
There is a very real chance that it is Aidan O'Connell, the rookie, once again this week coming on in relief of the Raiders start.
Hell yeah. Aidan O'Connell did struggle overall in that previous Chargers game. I said it. I even said that I thought Brian Hoyer would have done a better job. But his main issues lied in pocket presence. He was able to stretch the field, and he had a decent arm most of the game. And when you think about it, the Raiders were one play away from tying that Chargers game. I mean, if Josh McDaniels runs the ball in that situation, they're at the goal line right there. Instead, he decided to throw it, and it ended in a pick. If they run the ball, they might even tie that football game. And even though Brian Hoyer, because he is a veteran, you got to give him some credit. I think he would do better than AOC today. I still think Aidan O'Connell has higher upside. He can progress. He has higher potential. And based on some reports that we're going to get into, looks like the Raiders might be counting on that if Jimmy Garoppolo is not working out. Keep in mind, in this upcoming Chicago Bears game, not only will Jimmy Garoppolo not play, but also Bears quarterback Justin Fields will pretty much not play. He didn't practice today either. He has that thumb injury. It was like dislocated and he had to pop it back in last week. And many around the league are expecting Tyson Bagent, the undrafted rookie, to play quarterback for the Bears from Shepherd University, Division II college football star, and also a talented rapper. Yikes. Max Crosby is gonna have to give this guy a run for his money.
Drop top, bitch, you know, steady spraying bitches on my fucking dick. I'm with Derek Carr, about to throw a touchdown, bitch.
And we know it's inevitable. Max Crosby will sack Tyson Bagent in this game. When that happens, it's gonna be some wanksta on wanksta crime. There were some Bears fans last week who thought that Tyson Bagent did a decent job against the Minnesota Vikings when he had to fill in for Justin Fields. Yeah, he threw an interception, but he had a pretty good completion percentage. He was 10 of 14. One thing to look out for the Raiders, though, is Trayvon Merrick is really coming up in terms of defense at the safety position. He is 9th in PFF grade among safeties. I mean, that's very impressive no matter what. Obviously, Max Crosby has a good rating. We've seen some struggles from Jacorian Bennett as of late, but Amik Robertson has taken advantage of some of the injuries going on, and Nate Hobbs is not expected to play in this upcoming game. Also did not practice on Wednesday for the Raiders. And the Bears do have some weapons now after acquiring DJ Moore just this past season in a trade with the Carolina Panthers. The Raiders defense has been rising, but they still will be tested by some good playmakers. On the Bears defense, they have battled with injuries at the safety position, with Jackson not being available that much for them, and their secondary has struggled at times, but they still have, decent linebackers in Edmonds. I know he doesn't have the great grades, but we know that guy has a great resume throughout his career. And you also have a former Raider on the defensive line who's going to want to get some revenge, and that is Yannick Ngakoue, the man who was rolling with Max Crosby before. And with all this Chandler Jones stuff in the news, I think a lot of Raiders fans are wishing that they wouldn't have traded away Yannick Ngakoue. And here's the thing about the Raiders offense, and this is where we get into Davante Adams, Jimmy Garoppolo, Josh McDaniels, the quarterback position, and Aidan O'Connell, who is expected to start, is going to start in this game. All these wide receivers I think are fantastic, from Jacoby Myers to the 9 targets on the season through 6 games Hunter Renfrow. I think these are all fantastic wide receivers. And the offensive line, in terms of pass protection, I know this offensive line has not been good at run blocking, but pass protection, they have been on the money. They have been giving Jimmy Garoppolo time, but we just do not see them airing the football out. Instead, we see a guy who's leading the NFL in interceptions. That's what we see. And we saw the emergence of Michael Mayer last game. For a while, I was like, man, when are we going to get this guy going? And he's been going off lately. So that brings me to this latest report by Sports Illustrated. Hondo Carpenter, he said he's asked people around the building, what Josh McDaniels has been thinking about the offense. And Raiders Beat highlighted a key moment in Hondo Carpenter's report, which is that Hondo says, I've been told by people inside the organization that McDaniels is effing pissed at the amount of missed opportunities from the Raiders' attack on offense. And the problem is that the hand-picked QB, Jimmy Garoppolo, isn't executing. And that is why we've seen teams stack the box, and the fact that Josh Jacobs hasn't been able to get going running the football. No one's fearing the deep ball. And that was sort of the summary of this report. And I've always sensed this coming with Josh McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo. I have always sensed that if the offense does not work out, which I did think would probably be likely because I thought the Raiders downgraded a quarterback and I'm not really bought in with the Josh McDaniels offense, I figured there would be a moment when things are not going great, when you still have not scored over 20 points on offense in a game. The fingers are now going to be pointed. On one camp here, you have Josh McDaniels claiming that the deep shots are being called, they're not just being taken. And maybe there is some truth to that. Who knows? On the other side, we know Josh McDaniels tells the quarterback to put the football where he wants him to put it on a given play. And maybe he's not calling the shots for Jimmy Garoppolo and not even giving him a chance because he doesn't believe he could do the deep ball. We're already seeing fingers being pointed, and the one way out of this is if there is a guy who Josh McDaniels thinks on the roster right now could provide him better quarterback play, could get Davante Adams more involved and take more deep shots, and put less pressure on Josh Jacobs when he's running the football because you got coverage playing deep. And maybe that is Aidan O'Connell, and I think if Aidan O'Connell does well this week, then he can maybe solidify himself a role. Maybe the medical professionals don't rush Jimmy Garoppolo back, and perhaps he could be the quarterback if he does do well for the remainder of the season. And if Josh McDaniels is right and he's calling these deep shots, they're just not being taken, then maybe Aidan O'Connell is the better guy. And if Aidan O'Connell is not the better guy, if he's still the quarterback that we saw in the Chargers game, quite frankly, who did not look like he had NFL pocket presence, who fumbled the football twice, I'm sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo, based on Aidan O'Connell's performance that week, still looks better than AOC right now. But there is an opportunity right here, right now, where Aidan O'Connell can improve, can seize this opportunity, and perhaps take over for Jimmy Garoppolo. I know it sounds like jumping the gun here, but when you have these reports coming out about McDaniels being effing pissed from a reporter who's in the building, you gotta take it seriously. And if the right guy is not on the roster, if Aidan O'Connell is not ready yet, we got 2 more weeks until the trade deadline. Who knows if they pull the trigger on Mac Jones? Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. My name is Wi-Fi Willie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.